Good morning, guys. My name is Paul. I'm with the Clean PG, and today we're going to be talking about the water-fed pole way of cleaning windows. So here we have our carbon fiber water-fed pole. This is like the other way of washing windows instead of washing windows the traditional way. And we do have our RODI system here. So first, the water runs through this carbon filter. This removes any kind of chlorine that the city does put into the pipes to make sure that the water is sanitary. But the chlorine does damage the RO membrane that sits inside of this steel cylinder right here. So first the water runs through this carbon filter, then it runs through this membrane, and then it runs through this DI resin right here. And this is what polishes off the water. And then we have pure water that comes from this end. And as you guys can see over here, on this end right here, we have our wastewater, and right here it says the wastewater. It says wastewater right here, and then right here we have our waste valve, and the flush valve, and the waste valve, and then right here we have a little pressure gauge to show us how much pressure we have in the system. So here we're gonna take our hose. We have our little quick connects to make it a lot easier to screw in the hose so we're not struggling. So we'll screw this in real quickly. Like this. Get this in. Like that. And then we're going to quick connect right into here. Like that. Then we're going to turn the system on. So as you guys can see, we're also going to put our hand to this, and so it's pushing all of the air out of the system. So you guys can see this is what the flush mode looks like. There's a lot of water coming from the waste end and not a lot of water coming from this end. You can move the camera over here. So here we don't really have as much water running over here. Now if we turn it, come back over here. If we turn this valve right here down, now you guys can see that the water has dropped down, and now we have more water coming out of here. That's the pure water. So before we do start washing windows, we want to run this system for about a minute. Just let all of the stuff flush out of the RO membrane. And then once we're ready to go, we're going to take this knob, we're going to flip it after a minute, and we're going to start washing our windows. And then at the very end, before we're done wrapping the system up, we're going to run on wastewater as well for another minute to 2 minutes to flush out all of those dirty particles from the water. So, and then here we have our water-fed pole. This is like the Cadillac of all water-fed poles. And here we're gonna take our hose, feed our hose in. Gonna set my glasses down. This is the ultra-light water-fed pole. Super light, super awesome to use. So then here we have it out. Just gonna drag it out. And we'll get this placed in like this. Got our brush connected here. I'm gonna take this brush, put it against the wall right here. And then now we're gonna take it's another quick connect. We're gonna quick connect it to the water. Like that. There we go. That's all in. And now we're gonna take this end and we're gonna find the push bit over here. Like this. I'm gonna connect it like this. And then now, guys, you can follow me. We're gonna go over to the truck. So here we do have the snack ladders. These are especially ideal for interior window cleaning. And then here in the truck, we're gonna find the TDS meter, which is gonna be right here. We have our TDS meter, we have our belts, some towels right here. Close up our canopy. And this measures the particles, the total dissolved solids in the water. So you you guys can see here. So if these particles are going to be above 10, then that's going to start leaving spots on the windows. So you guys can see here, this is the dirty water. And we're going to put this on, and we're just going to measure this water here. So you guys can see here, we're at 118 parts per million. So if we do wash windows with this water, we will leave hard water spots on the windows, and the windows will not look good. So, and then here, we've already ran the system for about a minute. We're gonna put it on this mode, and we make sure that we run it from the pure water connector. We're not gonna connect to this end over here to wash the windows. And then here we have our water here. I'm just gonna let it run for a little bit. And this is where we're gonna test our water. Gonna let it run for just a little bit more. So here you guys can see we're at 2 parts per million. So it's under 10, so we can wash windows without leaving spots with this water. Now if this water goes above 10, then we need to work on our system, either change out the DI resin or the RO membrane needs to be replaced. So here we're ready to go. We'll turn this system off. Let's see if I have the pouch right here. And now we're gonna start washing these windows here. So we're gonna start with the frames on top. We're starting with the frames on top with the brush. And I'm just gonna demonstrate just for learning purposes. We don't wanna put the brush right here, because now we're gonna have dirt that's gonna drip from the top onto the glass, and there's gonna be a lot of dirty spots because that dirt from the top of the house is gonna touch the glass. So when we start, we do just wanna start with the frame up top, and we brush all the way up top, clean the frame, then we're gonna go down to the sides. The frames are very important to clean. Move it over to here. And now we're just gonna start brushing the window. And this right here is Boris hair. So it does remove a lot of like fly poop, a lot of stuff. So this is the perfect brush for residential window washing. Getting all that grime off of there. So here I'm gonna wait on this window because I demonstrated for you guys of washing the top. And I'm gonna do this window right here the right way. So start right here, the sides, do the tops, scrub them a little bit more, scrub, scrub, scrub. And now we're gonna start scrubbing the glass. And we're not really putting a lot of force into it, but we're definitely still pressing it so the brush can clean the surface of the glass. And then here you guys can see, and I'm bringing the water all the way up. You can kind of zoom in how high I'm bringing the water up. I'm bringing the water all the way up just to barely touch the top little frame. You guys can see the water is just barely up at the frame. I'm not washing the frame, but I'm bringing the water up to the frame. Because if I only wash this, there's still a little bit of dirt that needs to be rinsed off. So I want to rinse that dirt all the way up to the frame. And then we do our rinse going down. Boom, so there we go. And then when we're wrapped up washing all of our windows, we're gonna put the system away. All in reverse order. We're gonna take this knob, turn it to flush mode. We're gonna let it flush out all of the dirty particles that went into the RO membrane. And then we're gonna start going in reverse order, taking the water fed pole apart and putting everything back into the truck. So on a scientific level, what is going on with this system is what we're doing is we're removing all of the positive ions from the water. So there's only negative ions left in the water, and the water becomes pure and it becomes hungry. The water is trying to balance out because ions, they want to be in equilibrium. So what the system does is it removes all of those total dissolved solids, the mineral deposits, all that stuff from the water. And when the water comes out, there's only negative ions. And these little ions, they want to be in equilibrium, so they want to find positive ions, which is dirt, grime, minerals, and then with those positive ions, because they want to level out. So whenever you spray the window, it's negative ions, and they're sucking in all of the dirt into the water. It's really kind of like getting your car washed at the car wash. After your car gets washed and rinsed, the water does not leave any kind of spots in your windows because their water is purified. So it's the same exact concept with our pure water system. A lot of people do ask us like, hey, you know, why is there spots still left on the window? The water just dries purely, does not leave any kind of spots. We just have to give it time for it to dry. So that's really how our water fed pole system works. If you guys have any questions, please reach out. I'm Paul with Clean PG. Thanks for watching this video.